Hello and welcome to the front row. I'm your host, Dave Bayne. I'm here tonight with the Reign of Kings with Shawn and Hailey. Do not adjust your dial. It really is true that there is a small child on set with me today. I know I've said in the past that small children and small animals are afraid of me, so I guess I'm really not the spawn of Satan. With that being said, Hailey, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'm Hailey. Yeah, I'm Hailey. I love myself.
You love yourself?
I love myself.
Humble child.
And Hailey, you and I were talking a little bit off camera. Do you really think you have better hair than me?
Yes.
That being said, Shawn?
Hello. Yeah, she's got better hair than me. I don't know what to tell you.
I guess you're the main king of the Reign of Kings?
I guess I'd be the main king. Get to do a little bit of everything. The gopher king, if you will.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about Reign of Kings.
Reign of Kings project just involving a lot of great musicians, talented folks. What we wanted to do was try and create something that was a bit epic, maybe in the reign of a Trans-Siberian Orchestra kind of thing musically, but we wanted to bring a larger story to it, big background in Tolkien and Narnia and Lucas and things for me, so just try to make it something a little larger than life, concept album. Got great art. It's an ebook, it's an audio book, it's a full-length CD, it's also a full-length sound score, and hopefully we can talk about some of the people involved because they're the ones that really made that happen.
Who came up with the story? What's the story about?
The story I came up with, and what it really is about, it's a family that's going through a hard loss during the holiday season, which, you know, people that have lost family members or friends around the holiday seasons, it's tough to get through. It's tough to get through any time of year, but if you've got kids and people around you, how do you still maintain some semblance of normalcy and make the holidays happy?
I always find Arbor Day a bit depressing.
Arbor Day is tough, yeah, that's, boy, just stay away from the trees and shut the curtains that day.
I'm kidding, go ahead.
No, just wanted to take a personal experience that was hard for me many years ago and try and let people out there that might be going through something similar. You're going to get through it, you're going to be all right. But it's a fantasy story too. There's some things happening in the real world, but if you're familiar with Lord of the Rings or Chronicles of Narnia, it's a great kid's story that has a lot of good rooted values to it.
And what instruments do you play on it?
Primarily percussionist and the keyboard player, but I wrote all the music and scored it out, and then we brought in the guitarists and bass players and vocals and let them, embellish it and bring what they do to the gig.
And speaking of vocals, who's this young lady who's sitting next to me? What does she have to do with the vocals on it?
Hailey Key, beautiful daughter, making her first debut appearance on one of the songs, Music Box Dancer, and we wrote her a little part at the beginning, and we went into Golden Sound Studio, Scott Harlan's in Maryland, and she just knocked it out of the park.
And are you embarrassed, Hailey, that your dad's saying all these nice things about you?
No.
So what's your influences, Hailey? When you go in to sing, what bands do you like to listen to and things like that?
Def Leppard and hip hop.
Def Leppard and hip hop. And what's your favorite Def Leppard song?
Pour some sugar on me.
Pour Some Sugar on Me. So did you use a little bit of that Def Leppard influence when you went in to sing on Reign of Kings?
No and yes.
No and yes?
Did you bring the attitude? Did you bring the rock?
That's what you did.
Yes, I bring the rock, but I also brought you, so, intrinsically the rock comes
And you do more than sing, right, Hailey?
Mm-hmm.
You write, your dad was telling me, tell me about what you do. You write music, you play instruments, tell me about that.
I play guitar, and I write my own music, and I wrote a song when I was 4, and Dad saw that.
Mm-hmm. Still working on that. That'll be part of the debut album. Come out, who knows, 2016.
And what's your favorite show to watch every year?
I have no idea.
Christmas Story.
Well, my Christmas story, but...
What's your favorite part of the Christmas Story?
I don't know.
When he gets his tongue stuck on something?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you said you like to watch the Grammys.
Oh,
I love the Grammys.
Why do you love the Grammys?
I don't know.
You don't know?
It's fun.
Am I putting you on the spot?
She's lucky when she can get the channel away from her younger sister to watch anything.
All right, now I'm going to go and ask your dad some more questions now, but if I forget anything, you interrupt me, or if I get stuck, just take over the show. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
Oh, it's easy. You just have to have great hair like we do. So, Shawn, tell us a little bit about the other musicians who were on the album.
Great players. James Christian, House of Lords, Jafrea, his lovely wife, Robin Beck, Bill Leverty of Firehouse, Mike Himmel, local legend, playing guitar, doing a great job, Scott Harlan, John McPherson, who's first chair for the Air Force Rock Band, Sammy Allen, who lived in Manassas, grew up there, and then she moved out to California. She does some great stuff on Robot Chicken. And I want to mention Mark Owen, who did a lot of the musical score, but he's now the assistant chair director for Cirque du Soleil out in Las Vegas. So even though it was a local, oriented project, some great musicians on this thing.
And we can find this at reignofkings.com.
Reignofkings.com. Reign spelled R-E-I-G-N. Reignofkings.com.
Okay, and you said there's a video book we can get as well. Tell us some more about that.
Yeah, well, because the story really just kept evolving, it became essentially a full-fledged book. And I wanted to do this in an ebook release. You can get it electronically and see it on a Kindle or Nook or whatever. It's got some fantastic illustrations by Arthur Doherty, who's a renowned artist, lives up in New England. And it just really, everything comes out and jumps at life. One of the ways I like to do the story is to look at the audio or listen to the audio book while I'm reading the ebook. So you've got immersion of graphics, story, music. It's a nice experience, I think.
I don't know what my fans of this show will be more surprised about, that I'm actually have a child on my show, or I'm talking about Christmas.
Happy Kwanzaa, a little bit of everything.
I actually like to celebrate Festivus. Because my favorite part is the airing of grievances. I like to go around and tell Phil how he's disappointed me throughout the year. Although I do that, pretty much all year round about how he's disappointed me. But,
It's a consistency.
So it's kind of like Festivus every day I'm on the phone with Phil. But that being said, one of the things we were talking about off camera is you've gotten some good advertising going for this. You've been on Metal Sludge and
Guitar World.
World. How did that all come about?
Big thanks to the Potomac Records Group, Pete Evick, Mike Bailey, Amy Lawrence. But Pete it plays with Bret Michaels, of course, and does some great things in his own right. When he gets behind a project he's passionate about, he just doesn't stop. And he felt that the word needed to get out. Obviously I'm here, and I'd like to thank them for that opportunity. Pete's a great guy, so thank you, Pete, for making that happen. And of course, I'm a metal sludge kind of guy. I'm a rocker. Got to watch what I say with the beautiful young lady here, but we all been around, Doc and Rat Tesla, all that good stuff.
Yeah, man. Can you do this? Or will you get in trouble?
I do that all the time.
You do? Give me.
No.
What's your sister do? She goes, rock on, Spider-Man.
I know, she goes rock on and
That's
off.
the 4-year-old.
Come on.
No.
Can't do this?
No,
Come on.
no.
We'll work on that.
We'll work on that.
Yeah.
By the end of the show, you got to rock out with me. All right?
No.
Come on.
Festivus, come on, you got to give him a nice Festivus.
No.
Yes, this is the international sign of Festivus. But Shawn, Christmas aside, you've done other things other than a Christmas album. What else? I know one of your projects was for 9/11. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we were real fortunate last year, 10th anniversary, we released a song called Spirit of America, and then Steve Algieri, the wonderful voice of Journey, he sang with that band. He's done some great things with Taiketo and Tall Stories. Being a New Yorker, he was real close to this. And a quick thing mentioned, we wrote this song originally, I did anyway, the day after 9/11, 2001. And really shelved it, didn't do anything with it. A good friend of mine later married someone who didn't know at the time, whose father unfortunately died in the Pentagon attacks. And she knew about the song and said, hey, it'd be real nice if you guys went back in and recrafted it. And we took a little more of a pro approach to it, took our time, and had some fantastic players once again. Steve Sennis, Guitar Player Magazine 2009 Superstar, he played on it, as he does on more Reign of Kings things now. So just a real privilege to have great musicians and people surrounding me.
So we were talking off camera, I actually have the original version of that, right?
You do.
There's a newer version.
When we put it out and had a little more of a military march, I've got a heavy background in Civil War drumming and things like that, and Steve Algieri, being obviously a great songwriter in his own right, said, hey, let's pop it up a little bit. It could use a few changes, and it's nice when you have guys that have done it right and sold millions of records, giving you some advice. So there's a second version. That's the one that's out now, and I'm glad you downloaded it. Appreciate that. All the support we can get.
Yeah, and I can find that new version on the iTunes.
It's on iTunes, Spirit of America. It's also at the reignofkings.com website.
And can Reign of Kings, can I get that on the iTunes as well?
You can. You can get all the material on that site. And I'd like to say one thing too, if I may. This project, specifically for the holidays, is designed to raise some money for various charities, Toys for Tots, some military organizations, and some local churches. And the more, the merrier. But if anyone is into this project and they can't afford it for any reason, if I can get an email on the screen, let me know, and I'll give them access to the site so they can share the joy of the story and the music with their kids. It's never been about making money. It's been about.
Do you want to tell us the email now?
If you would, send it to
Go ahead, tell us.
Kings at reignofkings.com, and I'll give you special access to a site that you can download the content.
Cool. And the book, the video book, the ebook, I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm just a caveman. Technology frightens me. Can I get that on the iTunes as well?
The audio book and the music you can get at iTunes. The ebook is only available at reignofkings.com, but all content also was available there, and one-stop shop.
So on the audiobook, do you speak on the audiobook?
There's a gentleman, a fantastic British gentleman named Sebastian, who narrates on this. And we were lucky to have some orchestration done. I'd mentioned Mark Owen earlier, but Valerie Stevens-Morris, who had sang backup with Pink Floyd years ago, she has a company, Vam Nation. They produced it in New York, and it's just a beautiful piece of literature. I mean, if you're a music fan or if you're a book fan, there's really something here for everybody, I think.
Cool, and there's plenty of pictures for somebody like me who's afraid of reading.
It's good. We're going to have a scratch and sniff version next year in the works too, so we'll be sure to get that up for you. Smell-o-vision.
What about you, Hailey? Do you like to read, or are you like me and
I
just
love
like to look at the
reading.
pictures?
I love reading.
Really? What kind of books do you like to read?
Mystery books.
Like what kind of mysteries?
Nancy Drew.
That's still around? Nancy Drew? Really?
She's 150. That's the mystery.
Yeah. So you like Nancy Drew? Do you like Harry Potter or no? You like that too? Yeah? You know, you had a lot to say off camera. You don't really want to talk now?
No.
Kids, what are you going to do?
How about small animals?
So, Shawn, there's another project that you're involved with too. We were talking about the God, I can't speak tonight. Saltwater Soldiers. Do you want to talk about that?
Saltwater Soldiers. Michael Branson, founder of that. It's basically wounded warriors that come back. And I think everybody agrees you can't do enough for the people that do what they do for our country.
Right.
And these folks come back with various issues, and they are rehabilitated through the sport of saltwater fishing. Take them out on deep sea trips and do some other things with them. The money raised for that helps them get everything from ramps that they might need in a home to make it handicap accessible to helping them with bills and things. But Versus becomes NBC Sports here on January, and we were commissioned to write the theme song for Saltwater Soldiers. So you'll be hopefully hearing that jamming out for 24 episodes in January.
So you wrote the theme song.
I did, yes.
So the concept is you take soldiers that came back and you take them out fishing?
Take them fishing, yeah. Get them in the open air. It's people that like to do that as a sport. And honestly, some of these guys have a hard time doing that based on some injuries they've sustained.
Because, I personally don't like to go to the water or the beach because last time I went to the beach and I was laying out, somebody said, push him back in, he's dying. And I don't look that appetizing with my shirt off. But if you're into fishing, it sounds like, oh, that's funny.
They have a submarine.
That's
for
funny.
guys.
Make fun of the fat guy. That's funny? Yeah. So it helps the guys that are back. Give them something to do to go fishing.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it's more than that. They have events for them. There's golf tournaments and charities and things, and we've supported a few of those. It's really about just raising money, getting these people involved. We talk about Pete. I've got to throw him another bone. When they came back, he thought it'd be great for them to attend the Bret Michaels concert in Maryland. Brought them up there, full access, and just...
Yeah, because Brett's real involved. I haven't met Brett yet, and hopefully we're going to have him on the show sometime, but Pete's told me that Brett is tireless with his work with charity, so that doesn't surprise me.
Fantastic, and it just flows down to Pete and his organization at Potomac, just wonderful folks, all of them.
So it's more than just taking them fishing. You get the guys out to do lots of things within the community.
Absolutely.
And do you have any other projects coming up that you want to talk about?
Outside of music, there's some things that I've been working on, but we'll tell you that we've just wrapped up writing on a pop project, which is something that's a little new. It's got a bit of a crossover flair, but in typical fashion, I'm sure we'll find ways to be charitable about it. And we've already got, again, Steve Sennis, John McPherson. We'll find some vocalists, and I'm sure this will be exciting and hopefully something will be released in the summer of this year.
What can you tell us more about it? Like when you say pop project,
Well, tentatively,
is there a theme to it like your other stuff? Or
It's not so much a concept thread, but to me, maybe because it's the first time I had a chance to really look back on my life and try and write something somewhat through my kid's eyes, what she sees and thinks and feels at her age, what I feel at 40, how things change. So there's songs like Back Again, which are looking back, and there's other songs where you're looking forward. It's just kind of a dreamer's album, I guess.
So will Hailey be participating on that
Oh,
album?
absolutely. If she cleans the room. If we find that guitar, we'll be in business here.
I know where that guitar is.
Okay, well,
You
I
don't
can't
clean
find
your
your floor.
room?
No.
You don't?
I don't
Do you
like
get in trouble for
cleaning.
not cleaning your room?
Un poquito, poquito.
Do you get in trouble for not cleaning
Sometimes.
your room? Really? Let me, I'm
Dad.
41, and I still get in trouble when my room's not clean when my mother comes to visit. So it never ends.
Something to look forward to. Happy Festivus.
So yeah, Merry Festivus. So when you're 41 and you have your own place, your mother will probably still come over and give you a hard time for not cleaning your room. So Hailey, are you working on any songs right now? Are you writing songs right now?
Not yet.
Not yet. You stopped at 4.
What was it I heard coming up the other day? It was like, boom, boom, gotta clean my room. It was something you
No,
were working on.
no.
No, that wasn't
Are you not? You're working on the
Oh.
Clean My Room song?
No, I'm not. No.
Maybe I was just dreaming and imagining.
You probably were.
Yeah, story
Yeah.
of my life.
Now, Hailey, I've run out of questions and I'm stuck. Can you take over the show for me now?
No.
No, you don't want
No. No.
to? You sure?
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
Pater noster, quias in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimitte nobis debiti nostrum, sicut et nos diminuas debitoribus nostrum. Et nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo.
Distant voices singing, ringing in my ears. The sun is calling out and drawing on my fears. It says walk behind me. It's shaking me and making me see things clearer. It's breaking me and making me face the mirror. It says don't deny me. This river ever flowing over time, flooding over lands of strife. This giver making reason out of rhyme, branching out the tree of life. The kingdom come. branching out the tree of life. Seal the lifeblood. Seal the lifeblood. Seal the lifeblood in my veins. Seal the lifeblood. I've seen the light. I've won the fight now. Seal the lifeblood. Seal the
So Shawn, are you constantly recording? You say you're working on this another pop project. I mean, let's talk a little bit about what are your influences as far as instruments and how you got involved in rock and roll and stuff like that.
Sure,
Let's talk
sure.
a little bit about you.
Primary instrument being drums, percussion. Neil Peart and Rush have been an influence on my life for the longest time. I'm very actively involved in the.
And it is pronounced Peart, right?
Peart,
Because
yes,
that's
Peart.
been a bone of contention, I know, with a lot of people, whether it's Peart or Peart.
Yeah, don't call him Peart. He doesn't like that from what I
Really?
hear. But yeah, Peart
It
it
is
is.
Peart?
It is Neil Peart. Yeah,
Okay.
Canadian thing.
Okay.
I stay active. I'm blessed to be playing with the guy. He's 72 years young. He played with the Buddy Rich band after Buddy had passed. This guy
Who's a
is-
phenomenal drummer. If you get a chance, check out YouTube, Buddy Rich. Probably, and you're a drummer, Shawn, so you correct me if I'm wrong. He's probably the greatest drummer of all time.
Oh, without
right?
question, without question.
I mean, the stuff that he does blows away any rock drummer.
That was just a gift. I mean, everyone can work hard, but some people have it or they don't. And he revolutionized the way the drum kit was played. There's been nothing like him since.
So, I'm sorry, we're back to your influences. Rush, Buddy Rich. You got to play with the Buddy Rich band or somebody from the Buddy Rich
No,
band.
that's who I'm studying with right
Yeah.
now. I mean, once a week I go out to the Ashburn area and work hard for an hour with this guy. And maybe the point being, he's 32 years, older, wiser than me. I'm looking to learn. So that to maybe someone young that's watching this, looking for influences and things, as you mentioned, there's a lot of things on YouTube. You go look at Buddy Rich, look at Neil Peart, maybe people you haven't seen before. Can always open your mind to how you're playing, who you're influenced by.
You say Rush was a major influence. Anyone else?
I was
Going
big into 80s metal. You couldn't tell by looking at my awesome teased up hair, but Whitesnake, Great White, Tesla, just really liked the sound and the rocking, and some pretty women back in the day too. So that might have had something to do with it, being in my teens. But good music.
Were you a part of the local music scene from back in the early 80s, or no, not so early 80s, late 80s, early 90s that we always talk about?
I did. We mentioned Pete. We played in a band. Actually, it was our first band called Amethyst. I lasted 3 days because I was horrible and I was out of that. But yeah, I played with different guys and we played the 80s metal. And back then we had all talent shows and whatever they call them at the gym. And it was a good time. I think kids miss out on that, the live music. Everything now is DJ'd and not that there's anything wrong with it.
It's all hip hop now.
It's all hip hop. Yeah, more Def Leppard, less hip hop.
All right.
Yeah.
So Hailey, who other than Def Leppard, are there any other rock bands that you like?
Rush.
You like Rush
Good answer.
because of your dad?
No, I've
Been to a few shows?
yeah.
You've been to a few Rush shows?
Yeah.
What about these guys? What about Kiss? Do you like Kiss?
I don't know who they are.
No, but don't you think it's cool the way they paint their faces up?
It's like
Kind of
face
looks like
painting.
you when you do your own makeup.
Yeah.
That's why Mama gets on you.
Hey,
Isn't that cool looking though?
don't make
Somewhere
fun of me
between
with the...
Cher and The Walking Dead, if you look at it real closely. I don't know if I can flip that around there.
Yeah.
But,
And you should feel lucky because I don't normally let anybody use the Ace Frehley cup. This is the cup that I usually use. But since you're a very special guest on our show tonight, I'm letting you use my Ace Frehley cup. So you should feel like an honored guest. No one ever gets to use that cup. So now you probably don't want to drink out of it, right?
I'll take you to the pediatrician. On the
Yeah,
phone.
you should put plenty of antibiotics.
Can't diagnose her. She's been on that crazy show.
Is it fun going in and recording with your dad?
Yes.
Yeah. How many? You probably did it in one take, right? Because you're a professional.
No. Took like,
How,
You know what? 3, but we kept most of the first one. It was really impressive.
Really?
Really proud of her. Yeah, it was kind of cool.
are you
Daddy's the one that takes 20 takes to do.
are you getting excited to go in and work on some of your other? I can't speak. Are you getting excited to go in and work on some more projects with your dad?
yeah.
Yeah. You gonna maybe play some guitar on the next one?
I hope so.
Yeah. You take lessons? You do
Well,
take
I
guitar
used to.
lessons? You do?
I used to.
I used to take guitar lessons too when I was your age. I started, but I'm not very good. 40 years later, I'm not very good.
Maybe you can give him some lessons.
Yeah, maybe you can give me some lessons.
And some hair tips. That'll be good for everybody.
No? Okay, well, it looks like we're coming to the end of the thing here. Now, Shawn, we can find you on iTunes, right?
iTunes, Reign of Kings.
And reignofkings.com.
Mm-hmm.
What about any of the other outlets? Do you have a Facebook page, anything like that?
Facebook, that also is Reign of Kings. And they put the email out, kings@reignofkings.com. Hopefully there'll be more stuff coming via the Metal Sludge and Guitar Worlds, and you'll actively see us out there. And maybe I can say one thing too. If there's
Yeah, sure. go
If
ahead.
anybody feels that this project or something similar can be utilized to benefit an organization they're involved with, or even if it's outside the music, I'm big about giving back to the community. I think it's a privilege when you have a community as great as Northern Virginia. So you know what, reach out for anything, anytime. You guys are a great bunch of folks, and I'm sure it's a great audience. Thanks for everything.
Do you have any ideas for any more Christmas albums or like other holidays like Groundhog Day or Arbor Day or anything like that? Festivus?
I've got this vision of Santa Claus being frozen in carbonite. We're going to send Boba Fett at the Slave One looking for him. Got to mix that in there somewhere. Shout out to Lucas.
Do you like Star Wars?
No.
Haley, you don't
No,
like Star Wars?
no.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
Not at all?
Too much Star Wars at the house for you.
Oh, yes. Oh.
No?
Don't remind me of the Star Wars collection you have, please.
Oh, you have a Star Wars collection?
He has a whole bunch of Star Wars.
You know, I have a talking Yoda that's about this big.
Cool.
You don't like Yoda?
I don't like Star Wars.
What do you like?
Girl things.
Like what?
Not boy things.
No?
Girl things like Def Leppard, right?
Like Def Leppard, right.
That's not girl things.
All right, well, here we're coming to a close. My name's David Bayne. You're watching us on the front row. I'm here with Shawn and Hailey I can't speak. Shawn and Hailey Key of the Reign of Kings. Check out their CD at reignofkings.com, the audiobook, the ebook, all that good stuff. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you all again in the front row.
Give it to him.
Give us this.
Rock on.
Yeah.